You know, we have this peculiar idea that empathy means absorbing the pain of others. But I don't mean kindness or compassion in the ordinary sense. I mean that quiet tendency you have to feel everything, to carry what was never yours to begin with. You start to wonder, why does everyone else seem fine while you feel everything so deeply? And here's what nobody tells you. The more conscious you become, the easier it is to drown in the suffering of the world. Not because you're weak, but because you see too much. Nobody tells you this, but awakening doesn't always feel like light. Sometimes it feels like weight. The weight of knowing, the heaviness of awareness. You walk into a room and you can feel the unspoken tension in the air. You sense the disappointment in someone's silence. You pick up every subtle vibration like an emotional antenna. And though you smile, something inside whispers, "This isn't mine, but I'm carrying it anyway." Do you ever feel that? That strange exhaustion that has nothing to do with the body, but everything to do with energy? You start to shrink yourself to protect others' comfort. You apologize for feeling too much, for being too aware. And here's the paradox. The more awake you become, the more painful the illusion feels. It's like seeing the strings of a puppet show and still pretending it's real. What if everything we've been taught about helping others is backwards? What if by constantly merging with their pain, you're quietly abandoning your own soul? Here's where it gets interesting, because the very gift that makes you conscious can also destroy you if it's unguarded. Let me share with you 4 things you must understand about this strange phenomenon. The first thing you must understand is this. Awareness without boundaries becomes self-destruction. When your sensitivity expands, so does your field of perception. You don't just notice pain, you absorb it. But think about it. Even the ocean has shores. Without a boundary, the tides would swallow everything. Empathy without structure is like pouring the ocean into a teacup. It overflows, and soon nothing remains to hold it. I once knew someone who believed that to love meant to rescue. She took on everyone's wounds, everyone's chaos, and over time her light dimmed, not because she stopped caring, but because she forgot where she ended and others began. Here's the profound part. True compassion doesn't mean taking on pain. It means witnessing it without drowning. It's the difference between holding someone's hand in the storm and jumping into the lightning with them. This is why awareness must be balanced with grounding. Otherwise, your consciousness, that beautiful sensitivity, becomes a wound rather than wisdom. The second, even more important thing, you cannot heal what you're attached to. The moment you identify too deeply with someone's suffering, you stop seeing clearly. It's like trying to clean a window while pressing your face against the glass. You think you're helping, but you've become entangled. And entanglement always distorts truth. Watch what happens in nature. The sun gives life to the flower, but it doesn't chase after the petals when they fall. It shines and everything grows by its presence, not its interference. When you lose yourself in another's pain, you're trying to rewrite their story before they've read it themselves. But everyone's suffering contains its own lesson, its own timing, its own sacred unfolding. Think about it this way. The finger pointing at the moon is not the moon itself. Your awareness can guide others, but it cannot live their awakening for them. So the greatest help you can offer is presence, not rescue, because only in presence can real healing begin. The third thing, which is perhaps the most insidious, emotional merging is often disguised as love. We've been conditioned to believe that love means self-sacrifice, that to care deeply is to lose yourself in another. But that's not love, that's fusion. Fusion feels intoxicating at first. 2 souls merging, no separation, no distance, but soon you can't tell whose feelings are whose. You wake up feeling drained, anxious, confused, not because of what's happening to you, but because you've become entangled in someone else's energy. It's like standing in muddy water. The more you stir, the cloudier it gets, but if you let it settle, clarity returns. Love, in its highest form, allows space. It's not about merging, it's about mirroring, showing the other their own light without dimming yours. Even Jesus walked away from crowds to pray in solitude. Even the Buddha sat alone under a tree. They knew love without space turns to martyrdom. So the next time you feel yourself disappearing into someone's story, remember, real love does not consume, it illuminates. And the fourth, the most critical of all, you are not here to carry the world's pain. You're here to transform it. When you absorb suffering, you become a mirror of it. But when you witness it consciously, you become a transmuter. This is the subtle alchemy of awakening. You don't fix people by diving into their darkness. You help them by staying lit. Imagine a candle in a dark room. If that candle tries to put out every shadow, it will exhaust itself. But simply by shining, the darkness retreats. The enlightened empath learns that feeling deeply is not a curse, it's a compass. But the compass must point inward first. You're allowed to say no. You're allowed to walk away. You're allowed to rest. Because only a full cup can overflow. Only grounded awareness can guide others toward theirs. And here's what nobody tells you. Your peace is the greatest gift you can offer. Not your effort, not your sacrifice, your peace. So here we are, back to where we started. You've spent years trying to understand why you feel too much. But maybe that's not the problem. Maybe it's the beginning of wisdom. All of these ideas connect because they reveal a single truth. Your sensitivity was never meant to be armor, it was meant to be awareness. The beautiful secret is this: you can care deeply without losing yourself. You can feel everything and still remain free. You are not broken for wanting peace. You are not selfish for needing space. You are not cold for protecting your energy. Because every garden needs boundaries to bloom, and every soul needs solitude to remember its song. So when the pain of the world begins to seep into your heart, pause and ask yourself, is this mine to carry or mine to witness? That question alone can save you from drowning in other people's storms. The next time you find yourself overwhelmed by another's sorrow, breathe. Remember what we've explored today. Awareness is sacred, but so is rest. Let the muddy water settle. Let the ocean of emotion find its shore again. You are the universe experiencing itself, not to suffer endlessly, but to awaken to its own light. And so the journey continues. The game never ends.